God comes first before your husband. I have a situation, let me share with this person. Then this person says, this situation is beyond me. Let me share with that person. Before you know it, your situation has been shared with the whole village.
Hi, welcome back to Life as Mrs. C. If you're new here, welcome. This is Life as Mrs. C. My name is Ruth and we have
Lydia. And
today we've got another episode and we're going to be talking about the things that we have learned so far in our marriage.
Yeah, I mean, we have enjoyed engaging with you all on our last video on the things that we wished we knew, and this is a continuation, and I hope we can engage even more on this video.
So thank you so much for your support, and I hope that you enjoy it. So we've got 5 points altogether, and I'm gonna let Lydia start with the first one.
So the first one is one thing that I have learned is that in marriage we are always forgiving and apologizing, or rather apologizing and forgiving, and then we work on forgetting.
We continue to work on forgetting.
We continue to work on forgetting, because like whatever was mentioned about us being different, you are basically starting a whole life with a stranger who has different likes from you, aspirations, and even just the order in the house. You can find you like to put decor here, and then the other one, and if you're blessed with a man like mine who is also into decor, guys. So you end up stepping on each other's toes, and then you realize that to get on, you have to, first of all, it's not just about apologizing and forgiving, it's also acknowledging. Okay, I think most of the times as people, we do it for the sake of peace, or for the sake of peace, let's just move on, let me say sorry,
and then you go on.
If you get into a habit of saying sorry just to keep the peace, is that there is also like some sort of baggage that is building up under the carpet, and the day you decide to do the spring cleaning, it just like blows out of proportion. So this is something that we need to start sharpening up even before we get married. If you have a short circuit, you will need to make sure that the wires are wrapped up properly. Don't leave naked wires, otherwise you'll be having sparks all the time. So you learn to acknowledge, make sure you acknowledge when you're wrong, sincerely apologize, and when your spouse asks for forgiveness, I mean, they have acknowledged, unless otherwise, but they have acknowledged that they've done something wrong. When they apologize, forgive, and then there is forgetting. Because something that I learned in the first of our marriage, especially, that I mentioned that for us it wasn't really a smooth road. I had a period where I built up some form of resentment, and that was because I was like forgiving, like forgive for the sake of peace, let's just move on. But
you were not actually working through it.
I wasn't working through it personally. I mean, my husband is pretty good at it. For him, when he's a guy, guys, let's move on. But for us women, it's sometimes like it remains hooked in your brain.
Sometimes.
And I realized that when you are forgiving, you're apologizing, and then you're not doing them sincerely, it begins to breed resentment. And when there is resentment, it becomes difficult to forget. So it has to be
genuine.
It has to be genuine.
Because I remember when we talked about it, we were like, our first point, forgiving and apologizing. So you better get used to it. You will be doing it
all the time,
and over and over and over again, and I'm still doing it over and over again. And to be, what you said is spot on. You have to genuinely forgive. You have to genuinely apologize. And I think you mentioned that when sometimes somebody apologizes and you acknowledge it, but I have also noticed there are times where you're forgiving somebody for something that they may not have apologized for, or they may not have acknowledged.
No, actually, you know what, that's a good point. And I think please continue.
No, continue.
And I think for me that comes in the aspect where I say having self-peace. You know, when you forgive your spouse over something that they haven't even apologized for or taken responsibility for, you have to have peace within yourself to say, you know what, it's okay, I am cool, and I am moving on. Don't do things for the sake of peace and then throw them
under the carpet. No.
Personally, I think that's a very dangerous thing to do.
That leads us to our second point, I think.
Yeah.
Our second point.
We need the Lord
to be able to do point one.
Like, man.
You need God. You need God. You need a personal relationship with God.
Exactly.
That is one thing we have learned. You need that personal relationship, because it's easy for us to say forgive, apologize, and forget. The only way you can do that personally, that's what we think, the only way you can genuinely forgive is by having that relationship
personal
with God.
Relationship
because when somebody hurts you, or somebody says something that is, something that hurts you, or something that just doesn't go well with you, and especially when they don't acknowledge it, sometimes you just need to stop, pause, go, have that prayer session with the Lord, speak to God, help, let him guide you and help you, and I think that's when you can genuinely forgive.
You know,
that's when you can genuinely forgive somebody.
That's very true. You know, I have times when it's heated, there's like World War IV, and I'm there seated, I'm just like, Lord, hold my tongue.
Yes,
Lord, hold my tongue.
Literally,
Lord,
say
like I'm just repeatedly saying that. He thinks I'm being quiet, like but there I'm interceding. I'm saying, Lord, please,
don't
hold
say
my
anything.
tongue. Like I don't want to say anything here because I know what this is going to do. And you know, because you have to learn to know that God comes first before your husband.
Absolutely.
And when God comes first, even like they say, all these things shall be added unto you. And I think when you have a personal relationship, when you invest in a personal relationship with God, even things like forgiving, even things like resentment, hatred for your spouse become more easier to deal with.
They do. Because the Lord helps you.
Exactly. And because you know that you're not doing it for him.
No.
You are doing it because you are a child of a king.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't have said that any better. Absolutely. You're not doing it for him.
It's about God. It's all about the Lord. So,
Wonderful. So, yes, that's point 2.
Which brings us to our third point. We are still learning. Never go into marriage thinking, I have gotten enough information. I sat at the feet of elderly people for 6 months, for 7 months. I think I'm equipped. You are still learning. And we are even still learning. You know, you might be thinking, oh, these guys are still sharing stuff. We even tell ourselves, probably by the time we're 10 years in marriage, we'll come back and still share stuff.
There'll be more. There'll be part 2. By the time we even finish recording this video, there'll be something else. It'll be like, oh, yes.
Like, we are still learning. And for me, still learning, I believe that you can still have counsel even after marriage.
That's really important.
Now, this sort of counseling, before we get married, it's like people pick for us who to counsel us, but afterwards, for me, I feel like as a couple, who do you feel comfortable with in your assembly? I mean, it could be anywhere, but for me, obviously, I would advocate that you pick somebody from an assembly, somebody who is mature, because for me, I don't believe in, oh, I have a situation, let me share with this person. Then this person says, this situation is beyond me. Let me share with that person. Before you know it, your situation has been shared with the whole village. So you have to be very wise about how you pick this couple or couples. I don't know what people think, but for me, I think I'm safe with just one couple. I don't need anything more than that. And I'm really grateful that God has placed us in a wonderful assembly. And we have that one couple who we can go to and just be me. Like my husband is just him, and even me, I'm just me, and they know us. I'm just like, people, there's fire on the mountain here. You're gonna get here quick. We need you. You know?
No, that is so important. We don't stop learning. Okay? In any situation in our lives, we don't stop learning. Exactly. So marriage is no exception. We continue to learn. And as well as having somebody in your assembly or in your church that you can speak to, reading books is also valuable. Things that, you know, books that you read, that's you know, very true. YouTube is amazing. There's so many other preachers or pastors out there that you can listen to. Yeah, exactly. That you guys have identified, and you say, okay, we agree with their preaching, we agree with their doctrine. We, you know, we can get some valuable lessons from this.
And you know, saying that, I did listen to, I think when we had like a bit of a rough patch, Chomba made me listen to a series of sermons by John Piper. It's called I think it's Manhood and Womanhood. He's done a series on that, and if you can have time to listen, it's beautiful.
We'll put a link.
We will put a link for that. And yeah, you know, we never stop learning. And I think after, you know, listening to those sermons, I felt like I became a better wife.
Wow, that's really good.
I don't mean to blow my trumpet.
Oh, look at you. Was it on YouTube?
No, it was on desiringgod.org.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right. we'll put a link for that. So yeah, like we never stop learning. Just keep on. Yeah. You know, even counseling, just pick somebody you trust and tell them, guys, we want to come to your home. Even once in a while. It's not all the time. Even when there's fire on the mountain, you know, those people won't judge you like, these people also, they only call us when there's problems. But you want those people are just like, yes, guys, we are here.
We're here. That's why we're here. Yeah. And they understand. They truly understand. And I really thank God that we have those people in our lives that we can go to. We can call.
Oh, and I have her.
Oh, yeah, we have each other. Yeah. You know. So, yeah.
For venting purposes.
Yeah, venting. Yes, that's true. That's true. Sometimes you do need someone to just vent, you know. So thank you for being there for me to vent to.
Thank you for being there too.
You're welcome. Point 4, the importance of marriage reviews. So one thing that we've learned is how useful marriage reviews are. So I think when we discussed this last time, we realized that we both have marriage reviews, but we call them different things. So we call them family meeting. I think they call them marriage reviews. And for us personally, we used to talk about, we didn't when we started
having them.
No. You know, they're quite hard to put in the schedule. You know, you have to be intentional, because we used to end up talking about our issues or things that we're struggling with during date night.
During date night, then
we're like, no, this is not date night. We just end up arguing, and date night is not happening. And we're like, actually, I think we need a marriage review.
Date night turns into sour night.
So we have them we like to say frequently, but so we have those, and in those you talk about so many things. You bring things, you know, you can think, if it's something that can wait until a marriage review or until a family meeting, we found that that's quite helpful, because it's not every day somebody does something you need to say, oh look, you've done this. You can wait. You can talk about your finances. You can talk about where you think you're going as a couple. You can talk about any difficulties in relation to your extended family. It just helps to see where you guys are at and where you guys aspire to be and how you think you can get there. And it's just amazing, because it's another way to bond as a family, to bond as a couple. And you know what, I look forward to those, because you talk about money. You
look forward.
Oh well. So they start off well.
They usually, and you know, they usually do start off well. You know, it's like, okay, how are we doing? Where are we? And then now it gets, because you know, you also have to be honest. Okay, this is the part where you have to be comfortable with having difficult conversations. You know, you have to, you know, just come out and say, okay, you know what, I think you're overspending the way you spend money. And you know, with marriage reviews, it's just being, just know that there's going to be fire on the mountain afterwards sometimes. It's going to be fire on the mountain. But I think we also mature.
Absolutely.
We grow, because I think our marriage reviews now are more mature.
Yes.
When they start and we see that, okay, it's getting heated, we just
know how to.
Yes,
Yeah.
you slow down. It's either we just say, okay, I think we'll continue next time.
Yeah.
Or my husband will be like, I think this conversation is becoming a bit heated. Baby, do you want us to watch something? Would you prefer us to watch?
I've noticed that too. Definitely, we've become more mature in how we handle it. We're like, I think here we'll just
slow down, slow down, because in the past it was just like, you know, finger pointing.
You.
Just to
next.
You.
But
then it's just like, you know, but they're really
valuable.
good. They're valuable
really
because I think they shape you, and it also keeps you in check as a couple to make sure that you're on the same page as you are talking about money, as you go about your day to do whatever you want to do for your home. You will know that, you know what, we are fighting for the same thing.
And we're together, we're on the same team.
We are on the same team and we are working towards the same goal.
Awesome. Wonderful.
Yeah.
So now to point 5. So Lydia, what is our last point?
Point 5.
This one, I like it. I like this one.
Agree to disagree.
Who taught you that, Lydia?
My friend.
You have to agree to disagree.
I'm about to be my own counselor in life. It's been
with your husband to agree to disagree.
So agree to disagree. You know, I want to find a way to say it properly because you don't want to send the wrong message. People going, no, Lydia said,
let's agree to disagree here.
So, you know, like, obviously I've said it a few times, we are different, okay? And some of the arguments that's come up are just because, you know, it's a good thing. We are one and we want to do things together. It's just beautiful when you do things together. But the fact that you are different, you have also got different interests.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
And when you have different interests, it just means that some things you have to do them in your own time, not with the other person. I mean, obviously, because you are married, there are times that you will do an activity that your spouse likes, you know, because we have to find each other's stuff interesting, but obviously not everything.
Engage with each other's interests. Yeah.
So for me, I feel like, you know, you have to be at peace. Don't always fight for, you know, the oneness. If you decide you want to go to the shops to just walk around and your friend doesn't want to, and you're just like, my husband, he's so bad. You know, he doesn't even like to walk with me. Friend, he doesn't want to just go looming around in the shop without money. If you feel like that's a good thing to do,
go ahead.
And you know what? Be at peace. I think for us, we have noted what our interests are. There are some things my husband is interested in that I wouldn't do. And there are some things that I'm interested in that no way he's not gonna do it. And you know what? We have our justification for doing it. And we've just agreed to disagree. Like, it's okay. It's okay. As long as, guys, you don't agree to disagree on fundamental things.
No. There's certain things that are just like a no.
There are certain things that we want to believe agree. That by the time you're getting married, they're on the same page.
Yes.
So,
yeah, absolutely.
But for things that are not fundamental, like, it's okay to agree to disagree.
I agree with what you're saying. I think you need to, first of all, you need to make sure that the fundamentals you agree.
Yeah.
And then there's certain things, as I've grown in my marriage and as I've encountered with my husband, I've realized that there are times I want him to think a particular way.
Yeah.
I want him to think a particular way, and he's also expecting me to think a particular way. But we're two different people. So eventually, and most of the times, we'll come to a conclusion. We'll come to an end point, but how we get there, our thought process and how we get there may be different, and we don't need to argue about how we got there. As long as we agree that, you know what, we've ended on this point, and we respect each other. We respect each other.
That's a good point. Respect. And I think that's where the agree to disagree comes in.
Yeah. It's respecting. You are respecting each other. You're respecting that he has different views. You have different views, and you both acknowledge that this one, no, my husband doesn't agree, but we're going this way, and I don't agree. I don't agree, vice versa. But we both agree that we're moving on from it. Because you can't really force a particular opinion on a person. Yeah, that's true. It can be quite hard to force certain things. As long as, like we said, these are, you have to decide for yourselves which are topics that you can agree to disagree on. And we even laugh about it. We're like, yeah, we know We know you don't agree on this one, and we move on.
Yeah, and I think this agree to disagree is linked to probably mostly small things that we undermine, but they get bigger because they are linked to our personality. Like, this brings out me. If you like to do an activity that brings out you, and then you find that somebody is stepping on it, it's not exciting.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's why if you can, they're just things where you can agree to disagree, and for me, I can just say it's okay.
Yeah, because there's so many other things that you're gonna agree on.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's actually okay.
Yeah.
It's genuinely okay to agree to disagree.
Yeah. Oh, I quite enjoyed that.
Yes, so did I.
Yes, hope you enjoyed it too.
Yes.
Of course, let us know what you think. We are looking forward to engaging with you
and hearing what your thoughts are.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for those who've commented on our previous videos as well. So continue to comment. We like to hear what your thoughts are, and any contributions that you have as well will be appreciated.
Of course, of course. Please don't forget to subscribe.
Yes, and press the notification bell.
Bye.
See you next time. Chilling with the lipstick.